Alright guys, how was your week?
It was okay.
It was good. Very good.
Yeah.
Reese, did you get around to the homework that we assigned you, talking to your boss?
No, I didn't do it.
Okay, is there any reason why?
I decided that it wasn't that big of a deal anymore, and so I just decided not to do it.
It seemed like a pretty big deal last week to you. Do you know what changed or anything?
I know he was really busy, and so I was just like, I decided that would just take more time out of his day, and so I just was like, I can deal with it by myself. I can just live with it.
Okay. If you had run into him and he had a free moment, do you think that would have been different?
No, I don't think so. I think I'm good now. I think I can just deal with it myself.
I see that you're avoiding eye contact and kind of fidgeting, so I don't know if that means that you're really settled with your decision. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Well, I guess we're in therapy, so maybe. I guess my coworker's still like not being really nice to me, and he won't stop. So I don't know. It would be nice to talk to my boss about it.
Yeah. So what is stopping you, even if you had a free moment, from going and talking to him about it?
I don't know. I don't think he would believe me, cause like we're adults. Like why? He'd probably just be like, deal with it yourself.
From what you talked about in previous sessions, your boss kind of seems like an understanding guy. Like, do you really think that that's who he is, or like, what is informing that opinion? Do you think?
I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Well, I had this teacher once, and I had a similar situation when I was in grade school, and he said that I was lying and that it wasn't actually an issue when these kids were bullying me, and so I just had to live with it because he obviously just didn't care about me and didn't believe me.
Do you think that is connected to the situation right now with your boss?
Well, maybe I guess it's kind of a similar situation, but I don't know.
Would you be willing to try an experiment?
I guess so.
Okay. It might seem kind of weird, but just work with me on this.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is you're going to look at this chair, and in this chair is your teacher from grade school, that teacher that did not believe you when you were saying you're being bullied. And I just want you to tell him what you wish you could have told him then. And yeah, just kind of start a dialogue with him in this empty chair and see how that plays out.
Okay. Well, I think I would tell him that
You should tell him. Tell him. He's in the chair. So address him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mr. K, I didn't like that you didn't believe me. I don't know, I don't think he would really like that.
Okay, what do you think he would say? If you want to take a chance now, just move over to this chair and respond as Mr. K to what you just said.
Why do you think that? I listen to all of my students.
Okay. Do you feel like that's all he would say?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now go back to Reese
Okay.
and respond to what Mr. K has just said.
No, Mr. K, when I came to you and I had been bullied, you just ignored me and told me that I was a liar and that I just needed to get over it, and that really hurt me.
Talk more about the hurt. What did you feel?
I felt like I wasn't important and that my voice wasn't worth being heard.
And how did that impact you beyond that event?
It made me not want to share my feelings anymore and just kind of deal with it.
Okay. Do you feel like Mr. K would respond like differently to anything that you just said?
Maybe he would be like...
Just stop, come back over here into Mr. K's chair,
Okay.
and then tell Reese what you think he would have responded.
Reese, I hear your concerns, I'm sorry that I made you feel this way. I will speak to the individuals that have been causing you issues.
Awesome, all right, and then just take a step back and see how Reese would feel had that been the situation.
I think I would feel relieved
Okay,
and that I was finally heard.
okay. Do you feel like having done this, you can maybe apply that to your situation with your boss as well right now?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah, you're feeling more settled in your importance?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Good. So next week you think you can try and talk to your boss?
Yeah, I'll try again.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, cool. Good job. Good job, Reese.
Thank you.
Yeah, good job. Patricia, I noticed that you started fidgeting there while Reese was talking to Mr. K.
Did I?
Yeah, your foot's still going. Yeah.
So it is.
Is there anything in particular that you think started the foot shaking?
Do this all the time.
Okay, okay.
Don't think so.
Would you be interested in doing an experiment with me as well?
Sure, why not?
Okay, this is gonna sound kind of weird, but just go with me again as we do. I need you to exaggerate the foot tapping. Instead of stopping it like you just did, start exaggerating. So instead of just tapping like this, just go really hard and just let that tapping become exaggerated. Are you willing to try that with me?
It's gonna look kind of funny.
Yeah, probably, but that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, just give it a go.
Like this?
Yeah, if you can exaggerate it more, go for it. There we go.
Okay.
All right. Now, what do you think the foot tapping is trying to tell you?
I just feel like maybe it's trying to call attention to myself.
Okay.
Like, this isn't something that people normally do. Like, it's kind of weird.
Okay, so trying to call attention to yourself. Why do you feel like you need to call attention to yourself?
I feel like I'm under a blanket and this movement is the only thing of me that people will see, and maybe if I move enough, then the blanket will fall off.
That's a really good metaphor. Do you want to, okay, you can talk about that. That was a really good metaphor. That was really good way to articulate it. Do you want to talk more about like the blanket and how you're kind of feeling?
Well, I mean, as you know, like I've talked about my family before. I've got 8 brothers and 3 sisters, and I'm literally the middle child, and I have never I've never felt like anybody has seen me or heard what I've ever had to say.
Yeah.
I think that this group feels like my family and no one's paying attention to me, and
Okay.
and I have things that I need to work out too.
Yeah, for sure. So you feel like the blanket was your siblings and now it's become this group? The blanket that's kind of like holding you
I
back?
think that's just kind of my whole life.
Okay.
Wherever I go, if I'm at work, there's a blanket. If I'm at home, there's the blanket. If I'm
Okay.
here, there's a blanket.
Okay. And you want to kick the blanket off?
Yeah.
And so this action of trying to get people's attention and getting your foot tapping.
Yeah, but like, I don't, like, not just to get attention to me,
Okay.
because I want other people to have, other people need to have their own needs met before mine, so I think that's the right thing to do.
Okay. I was just curious about why the foot tapping started in this certain situation. So we were focusing on Reese and just running through an important thing for her, and that was when the foot tapping started. And so I was just wondering, can you like think about why that would have happened then?
Well, I mean, it's probably because we were only focusing on Reese,
Okay.
and it was important for her.
It was important for her, for sure. Because we're in group therapy, we are caring about each person and helping them work through their own issues, right? That includes caring for yourself, right?
I guess so.
Yeah. So, if you guys want to turn and face each other, maybe we could try and like air some of this. Because I've seen Reese, you've kind of started fidgeting as well. You look a little bit uncomfortable, a little bit standoffish.
I don't really like conflict.
Okay. So, how would you guys feel about talking this out to each other, because Reese, you don't like conflict, and Patricia has a little bit of a conflict with how this has gone out, and so this is a safe space. Like, would you guys be okay to just try and talk it out a little bit?
Okay. I guess so, because I'm paying to be here, so.
Okay, awesome. That sounds good. So, Patricia, since you were the one that brought it up, if you could just tell Reese how you felt when all the attention was on her.
Well, I felt unimportant. I didn't like it.
Okay, can you tell that to her?
What if she doesn't like me? What if she doesn't think that I think she's important?
Well, do you think she's important?
Yeah.
Okay, you can also tell her that. Because you can think that she's important, and you can also think that you are important at the same time.
Okay. Reese, when we were focusing on you, it made me feel anxious and unimportant. And I want some of the group's attention too, I guess. And I want to know that I'm important.
I'm sorry that I made you feel unimportant, because you were important too.
All right, and then Reese, can you talk about how it felt to be addressed by Patricia?
I mean, I don't like conflict, so I didn't like that she felt that she wasn't important because of me.
Okay. Okay, do you want to talk a little more to that, or?
Sure. I'm sorry that you felt unimportant, but we need to work through my issues too, because I'm also important.
Yeah, you are important. And so am I.
Yeah.
I think something interesting in both your stories today, guys, was that you both felt unimportant. So whether it was Reese talking to Mr. K and saying that her story wasn't valid and that she wasn't important in the principal's office, or whether it was Patricia in her family, or just in the session today, I think you guys actually both are struggling with very similar things. And so I was just wondering if you guys would take a second and just, because we built a relationship throughout the group therapy process, right? So if you guys could just take a second and just validate the other person, and just of something that you see in them, or something that you think makes them important, or something that defines like who they are. Just affirm.
Well, Reese, I think that it's very admirable that you would want to stand up to your boss. And even though that you didn't in the past, that you were willing to go back and bring that past into now and to deal with it now.
Thank you.
That was good.
I thought it was very brave of you to do an exercise that made you feel uncomfortable. I think that's really cool, and I think that you'll be able to overcome this anxiety that we've been feeling, because you're really brave, and I really respect that.
Thank you. I was worried you would laugh at me. I was worried you guys were gonna laugh.
No, I thought it was brave.
Thanks.
All right, guys, I feel like this was a really productive session.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
All
think
right.
so too.
Awesome. So for homework for next week, Reese, you're gonna go talk to your boss, just like you talked to Mr. K over here.
Okay.
And then Patricia, every time that you feel yourself like kind of fidgeting, or feel yourself feeling like you're not important, I want you to stop and just kind of become aware of what you're feeling. So whether that be the foot tapping to get attention, whether that be something internally, I just want you to be present in that moment and kind of be able to put words to what you're feeling when you feel like they're blanketing, suffocating you. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah, I
guys.
can do that. We can do this.
We can do this.
Woo!
All right, we'll see you next week.
See you next week.